Why so many climbers died on Mount Everest in 2023. In the shadow of Mount Everest, the thin line between triumph and tragedy has been irrevocably blurred. The year 2023 has etched itself into the darkest chapters of mountaineering history, as countless climbers have met their untimely demise on the unforgiving slopes. But what sinister combination of circumstances has led to this cataclysmic loss of life? In the aftermath of the 2023 Everest spring season, mountaineering enthusiast Alan Arnott aptly summarized the entire experience in a single sentence on his blog. If there was one word to capture the essence of this season, it would undoubtedly be chaotic or, more tragically, deadly. Indeed, this spring witnessed the highest number of fatalities in the history of Everest. However, the true reasons behind this devastating outcome go beyond the surface. Let's delve deeper into the intricacies and shed light on the factors that contributed to the unfortunate events of 2023. Nepal, the host country for Everest expeditions, issued a record-breaking 478 climbing permits to foreigners. With approximately 1,200 people, including climbers, Sherpas, and porters, embarking on the treacherous journey, concerns about overcrowding were rampant. Many feared a repeat of the long lines and tragic deaths witnessed in 2019. Surprisingly, only about 600 individuals managed to reach the summit, accounting for roughly 50% of the total permits, with Sherpa support. The anticipated queues never materialized, primarily due to the intervention of colder weather, which forced a significant number of climbers to return home mid-season, some battling persistent viruses. However, the deaths that unfolded were not directly caused by the record number of permits or climate change, as one might assume. It's essential to note that the topography of Everest is inherently hostile, with bone-chilling temperatures prevalent every day. China, after closing its doors to foreigners due to the pandemic, resumed issuing tourist visas in late March. Unfortunately, this timing rendered it too late for any foreign operators to organize expeditions. Despite this setback, 16 Chinese climbers successfully summited from the Tibetan side, primarily engaged in the maintenance of the weather station installed the previous year near the summit. The headlines, however, revolved around the distressing reports of rescues, cases of frostbite, missing climbers, and fatalities. Determining the root cause of this chaos remains elusive, with different stakeholders attributing blame to varying factors. Some point fingers at the excessive number of permits issued and inexperienced clients opting for low-cost operators. Nepalese government officials, on the other hand, cite climate change as a contributing factor. Guy Cotter, the managing director of Adventure Consultants, an organization deeply ingrained in Everest expeditions since the early 1990s, remarked on the unprecedented challenges faced during this season. In all my years of experience, we had 2 Sherpas suffer from frostbite, which is the first time in 30 years that any of our Sherpas endured such a condition, he disclosed. Lukas Furtenbach, the founder of Austrian-based Furtenbach Adventures, countered this claim, asserting that most cases of frostbite could have been prevented through professional weather forecasting services and judiciously avoiding risky weather windows. Furtenbach added that modern gear, designed to withstand temperatures as low as -25 degrees Celsius on Everest, could provide sufficient protection. The sheer number of rescues witnessed during the season was unprecedented, with an estimated 200 flights to Camp 2. Carter acknowledged that some of these flights were essential for transporting gear, and in some instances, even climbers to and from Camp 2. It's worth noting that Nepal's government explicitly prohibits such activities, except for medical emergencies. Consequently, helicopter activity over the base camp was continuous from dawn to dusk on favorable weather days. Another concerning aspect that emerged during the 2023 Everest season was a series of thefts reported at the South Col. Multiple companies experienced the theft of cooking equipment, tents, and even oxygen bottles. Oxygen, a vital resource on Everest, was always in high demand, but the disappearances of oxygen bottles added to the growing sense of unease. Reports of missing climbers also became distressingly frequent. Malaysian climber Harari bin Hashimi, 33, and Indian-Singaporean climber Srinivas Sanis Datar climbed above the balcony, but went missing on May 23. Similarly, climbers Janaka-based Ranjit Kumar Shah and his Sherpa guide Lakpan Noodle Shrapa have been out of contact since reaching the South Summit on May 25th. Examining the fatalities in relation to the total number of summits, the 2023 season yielded an estimated death rate of 2.7%. When comparing years with relatively low summit counts but high death tolls, such as the infamous 1996 season with 98 summits and 15 deaths, it becomes evident that the percentage can be even higher. However, if we consider years with significant summit counts surpassing 500, the tragic reality of 2023 stands alone. So, why did so many deaths occur during the 2023 season? Some argue that the main cause lies with inexperienced climbers joining low-cost operators. Garrett Madison, the founder of Madison Mountaineering, emphasized the qualifications required for climbers to join their Everest expeditions. They insist on climbers having successfully completed several prominent peaks before attempting Everest, such as Ojos del Salado, Denali, Chimborazo, or Aconcagua. Madison contrasts this approach with the growing trend of companies advertising no experience required, which may attract climbers unprepared for the challenges they would face on Everest. Adventure consultant Guy Cotter echoes this sentiment, stating, "There were many people with little or no real mountaineering experience who got stranded when they got tired or ran out of gas, and there was no backup for them." The operators supporting such climbers often perceive themselves as merely providing expedition services rather than guiding these individuals, leading to a lack of responsibility towards them. Phil Crampton highlights the little incentive for Nepal to make meaningful changes, suggesting that the focus has shifted primarily to financial gains from permits, liaison officers' expenses, and potential bribes. To improve safety and save lives, implementing certain measures could be instrumental. Drawing from the best practices observed on other mountains like Alaska's Denali or Argentina's Aconcagua, Everest could benefit from stationing a permanent rescue team at Camp 2 throughout the season. Additionally, rotating rangers stationed at the South Col could better monitor and respond to distress signals. Introducing a requirement that every Everest aspirant must have summited at least a 7,000-meter peak could also enhance safety. China already imposes a similar mandate on its citizens attempting Everest from Tibet, with climbers having to summit an 8,000-meter peak before qualifying. However, no equivalent requirement exists for foreigners. Furthermore, reducing the number of Sherpas allowed to support each climber could alleviate mountain traffic and encourage climbers to be more self-sufficient. By implementing these safety measures, Everest could align itself with global standards while ensuring the preservation of human life. The 2023 Everest spring season will forever be etched in history as one of the deadliest. The chaotic and tragic events that unfolded have prompted serious reflections on the factors contributing to this devastating outcome. While some attribute blame to the record number of permits issued, inexperienced climbers, and low-cost operators, others emphasize the importance of weather forecasting and personal preparation. The need for increased responsibility and accountability among expedition operators, as well as thoughtful measures to enhance safety, is crucial. By learning from past experiences and adopting practices from other mountains, Everest can aspire to mitigate risks and protect the lives of those who dare to conquer its majestic heights. As mountaineering continues to capture the human spirit of adventure, it is imperative that the pursuit of summiting Everest goes hand in hand with prioritizing the safety and well-being of climbers, Sherpas, and the mountain itself.